Good morning friends and welcome to the Sharekhan's pre-market update. Friends, we have seen a very strong rally happening in the US markets. It was the fifth consecutive day where we saw positive closing for the US markets. Dow closed up around 40 points and Nasdaq was up around 26 odd points on the back of some of the strong economic data which has been coming out in the US, which is boosting the overall sentiments for the US investors. The index for the economic strength which came out in the US has been showing strong signs and which is leading to a good strong economic recovery for the US. And also we have seen the recent data as far as retail sales is concerned, also the industrial production data which has been better than the estimates. Adding to that, we have seen the companies which have been coming out with the results have been better than the estimates, which is also adding the overall positive sentiments in the US markets. On the back of the strong US markets, we have also seen the European markets trading on a very strong note yesterday, and currently the Asian markets are trading in a mixed bag. The yen has weakened, which is boosting the positive sentiments for the Japanese exporters, and we have seen the sentiments also positive as far as the Asian markets are concerned. Back home, we saw the FIs remaining positive to the tune of around 213 odd crores in the cash provision figure for yesterday, and the DI continued to remain negative to the tune of around 218 odd crores. Friends, the companies have been coming out with the results, and we have seen the overall markets reacting as far as the results are concerned. The index has been maintained. We have seen a good bounce back yesterday, and the crucial resistance of around 6800 was crossed, and we have seen the overall trend remaining positive as far as Indian markets are concerned. Going ahead, let's have a look at the derivative analysis as to where we are heading going ahead.
Good morning friends, let's have a view on derivatives. Monday's session was another fabulous day for the Indian equity markets, as we have seen that broad-based buying across sectoral indices was visible, and Nifty finally set the session with a significant gain of 0.56%. Along with that, we have seen that market participants have accumulated long positions in yesterday's trade, as around 11.15 lakh shares were added in Nifty futures, and cost of carry also increased by approximately 131 odd %. And Nifty futures premium decreased marginally from 20.55 to 20.50 odd levels. On the options front, we have seen that PCR is increased from 1.07 to 1.14, which is clearly saying that put option has added more number of shares than call option. We can see 6,600, 6,700 followed by 6,800 put option has seen good amount of activity in open interest front, and call strike 6,900 stands with highest number of shares in open interest. We can see around 15% shares were added in yesterday's trade. There is one security in bank period today, which is HDIL, and yesterday FIs were net buyers in future and option segment. They were net buyers in index future of approximately 377 crores. In index option, they were net buyers of 354 odd crores. In stock futures, they were net sellers of 303 odd crores, and in stock options, they were net sellers of approximately 38 odd crores. Our 5-day CVP is 6780. Our low range for the market would be 6750, and high range would be 6900. And Singapore Nifty is as of now down by 1 point, but we may see a positive start in Indian equity markets. That's it from derivatives. Thank you.
Friends, let's have a look at some of the actionable ideas for today. First and foremost, we have a very positive news for the Cesar Sterlite, where Supreme Court has allowed a mining in the top iron ore exporting Goa state with an upper limit of around 20 million tons per year. So this is a positive news for Cesar Sterlite, and on the basis of that news, we have already seen the stock reacting yesterday, but still the trend remains positive for the stock, and we recommend to go long on Cesar Sterlite with stop loss of 198, targeting 208 to 211. On the other news, Raymond, the JK Helen Curtis, a Raymond Group company which sells toiletries and other personal care products, is looking to sell around 20% of its stake to the PE investors, and we have seen half a dozen PE funds such as the ICICI Ventures, L Capital, IDFC, CX Partners, Partners Group, and Everstone Capital have given their term sheets. So a positive development for Raymond if a deal goes through, and the recommend to go long on Raymond with stop loss of 325 for target of 340 to 348. South Indian Bank, we have there is a news that Reserve Bank of India has allowed foreign investors to buy further shares in the bank as the holding for the FIs has gone below the limit. So on the basis of this news, we recommend to go long on South Indian Bank with a stop loss of 24, targeting 25.75. As far as the watch list is concerned, stocks which are looking positive for today are Exide Industries, Bharti and Tata Power, and stock with negative bias for today is HDFC Bank. Results to watch out today. HDFC Bank is coming up with the results. The quarter four estimate is 23.8 billion rupees PAT. Rallis India, the PAT expectations is 165.5 million. MRF expecting 2 billion, and for Agrotech Foods they are estimating around 150 million. Another news update, the Foreign Investment Promotion Board, is the FIPB, which is to meet on Wednesday to consider the HDFC Bank's proposal for an increase in the limit of the FI's stake for the company. On the other news, a little over a year after agreeing to form a joint venture by combining the businesses, L&T General Insurance and Future Generali India Insurance have decided to call off the ventures due to the inordinate delay in finalizing the transactions. On other news update, Finance Ministry has favored the merger of smaller PSU banks. The Finance Ministry may float the idea of merging the smaller state-run banks to create a new bank to the new government once it assumes the charge after the elections. The Ministry is likely to consider the possibility as a part of an assessment of the capital requirement of the state-run banks under the Basel III norms. Tata Power's rupees 1,993 crores rights issue was oversubscribed nearly 2 times. The company has offered around 33.22 crore equity shares at rupees 60 per share on the rights basis between March 31st and April 15th. The company has collected around 3,916 crores on the application. On the other news, TCS has signed a definitive agreement with Mitsubishi Corporation to acquire majority and controlling stake after consolidating the TCS Japan, which also includes the existing joint venture with Nippon and the IT Frontier Corporation, which is overall development marginally earnings accretive but a long-term positive development for the company. TCS will have around 51% majority stake in the merged entity, while the Mitsubishi Corporation will own the rest of the 49%. TCS subsidiary will acquire shares from the MC and pay around $15 million for gaining 15% stake into the combined entity. The transaction values the combined entity at around $300 million. That's it, friends, from the morning Sharekhan's pre-market update. Thanks. Have a nice day today.